finally made it through Solo. Yeah, you know what? I watched it again. This was a fantastic movie. I missed some key points in this movie, and it was fantastic. No, there was none of that. So I went out last week and I bought Solo, a Star Wars story, and I thought I would give it an honest watch one more time because I watched it in movie theaters and I thought this movie was terrible, but I didn't know exactly why. So I thought, why not buy the Blu-ray when it comes out, watch it again in the comfort of my home, and then do an honest review of the movie. So I did that, and I'm telling you, it was painful to sit through this entire movie. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes, including credits. And it just, at 43 minutes into the movie, I was like, I am exhausted. And it's not from the pacing, it's not from the action and all that kind of stuff. It's just, it's boring. It's a boring movie. And I wanted to give it an honest go, but man, I struggled. And that bothers me because it's Star Wars and it's Han Solo. This is like the icon of all science fiction movies. This is the best hero / villain, whatever, however you want to position him, scoundrel, whatever. This guy made Star Wars. And I always believed that they should have followed Han Solo's character. Harrison Ford's character, Han Solo. But realizing that it's because of Harrison Ford could be humble and say, you know what, it's George Lucas's character and all that kind of stuff. He created it. But really, come on. Han Solo is really Indiana Jones. Like, it's the same type of character. And if someone else tries to play Indiana Jones, it's not going to work. Because Harrison Ford brought something to that character. And it almost felt like the character of Han Solo didn't take himself serious in the world of Star Wars, if that makes sense. He didn't like the Jedis. He thought they were hokey and all this, and all he believed in was his blaster, and that's it. And he had a great relationship with Chewbacca, and it was almost like he didn't belong in that universe. And I didn't feel that in this one. Like, he's trying to be a Imperial cadet, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Why? Like, the universe gets so small when everybody's trying to be a stormtrooper. I don't like it. And they did that in The Last Jedi, where Finn was a stormtrooper and he defected and became a coward and all that kind of stuff. And then we're supposed to be won over by him defecting from the stormtroopers. And to be honest, I don't care about the stormtroopers whatsoever. I have no emotional connection to any of them, so it just doesn't work. And then now you get Han Solo trying to be a pilot, because they mention it about 20 times in this movie that he wants to be a pilot. I just thought I was over the top. So let me talk about some things that I liked about the movie. I like Lando Calrissian. Like, I'm really struggling here to pick something that I like from this movie. And that's not like me. Usually I'm pretty optimistic. But the train scene. Let's go with that. The train heist. I actually liked that. I thought it was a fantastic scene. I like the whole idea that Han Solo teams up with Chewbacca, with Beckett and his crew. It was like an old Western train heist. And I love that. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. There's a group of raiders that come in and try and steal part of the train, which has the coaxium in it. I thought that was a great idea. And then, of course, Han Solo with Beckett and his crew are trying to take the coaxium as well. Loved all that. Thought it was fantastic. It didn't even bother me that Solo saved Chewie's life when, in the trailer, when he's hanging over the train, he's like, "Grrr," and Solo pulls him up at the last second. that to me doesn't bother me because we know that Chewbacca doesn't die in this movie or Han Solo. But if you look at it from a story perspective, they're telling the story. Maybe they're telling someone, yeah, there's one time when we did a train heist, Chewie fell off the train, I saved him and all that kind of stuff. If you're listening to the story, you know they're alive, but you have to be able to show them in peril every once in a while. So that didn't bother me so much. It bothered me more in the trailer. I was like, yeah, I know, like when they go to black, that he rescued Chewbacca. I think they could have done it a little bit differently. So that part, train heist was I think it was probably the best part of the movie. And then for some reason the yacht is on that planet as well. I could be wrong, but again, I've watched this movie twice now, and it felt like they walked to the yacht, the flying yacht, and I was like, really? Why is Dryden on the same planet as them? To me, the universe is too small. They should have went to another planet, a gorgeous, exotic planet where this yacht is. Maybe there's more than one yacht. I don't know. It's just kind of weird to have one yacht on this planet. That part is weird. But speaking of the train heist, I really like the character Rio. I kind of wish they kept him a little bit longer. He's the guy with the 4 arms. I really liked him. I thought he was fantastic. Then they killed him off. And I know what they were doing. They were trying to get us to feel for these characters that Han Solo is losing people close to him. And that's why he becomes a scoundrel and becomes disenchanted with the rebellion and everything else because he's lost so much. Yeah, whatever. Didn't buy it. All right, so again, the train heist. I know I'm going on about that because there's really not much else to talk about in this movie. But the train heist, the train itself actually had the look and feel of AT-ATs when you first see them, how they're structured, the squareness and all that. So I didn't mind that. That looked very Imperial. I liked the stormtroopers with the magnetic boots on the train, and then the train would flip upside down. That was fantastic. Loved all that stuff. The disappointing part was this Nest Raiders group of people, and I forget their names. Jeez. Emphas Nest. What a stupid name. It's actually a woman that's going to be starting the rebellion. I didn't like that part. I was like, man, why can't you just be a raider and then disappear? Why do you have to be part of the rebellion? Why do you have to try and convince Han and Chewie to join the rebellion and light the fire and all that kind of stuff? Like, it's too small of a universe. That was my whole problem. The Kessel Run. Let's just talk about the Kessel Run. I'm going to wrap this up because, it's still a terrible movie. So let's talk about the Kessel Run. So they talk a little bit about it in the bonus features. So if you buy the Blu-ray and you want to look up the features, it's in there. It's called Into the Maelstrom. The Kessel Run, I never really understood that. They're saying the Kessel Run is usually 20 parsecs, which is distance, and Han bragged that the Millennium Falcon did it in 12 parsecs, so I didn't really understand that. I don't get it. Like, a parsec is a unit of distance used in astronomy, equal to about 3.26 light years. So that's way over my head. Like, I didn't understand it. Like they kept saying over and over, they can't make the Kessel Run in less than 20 parsecs. There's not enough time before the coaxium would blow up. So that was the problem. When they went to get the coaxium, it was overheating and they had to get back before it blew up. That's just dumb. So stupid. Oh, just makes you just want to beat your head at how dumb this stuff is. The extended bonus features, there's 8 deleted scenes. Thank God they took them out. It was dumb. It was useless. Like, there was, what are some of the stuff? And they did the Corellia escape, where Han Solo's running through the streets with his girlfriend Kira, and they end up in a drum, and they're hiding while the guards go by with dogs. And the dogs were kind of cool, but because they're in this barrel, the dogs lost the scent. Oh my God, this is painful. I'm sorry, but this is the most painful review that I've ever had to do in my life, because it's terrible on so many levels. Like, we haven't even talked about L3. L3 was originally an astral droid. So what she did is she would use spare parts, and she built herself into this female robot. I didn't buy the whole idea that this robot is trying to create her own rebellion to free all these robots. It's just, get rid of that. That's so stupid. It's dumb. How else can I describe it? It doesn't work. This movie is silly. It's dumb. It's moronic. It's stupid. Just, it bothers me. And then they, when you watch the bonus features of the Kessel Run, they're like, okay, we got this big storm where Han Solo and his crew can actually get through it and take a shortcut. What else would be cool about the Kessel Run? What could we add? Oh, let's add a space monster with tentacles and all this. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. So it's just, oh man. I'm sorry, guys, but this is a very painful movie. I would strongly recommend, if you want to get a good night's sleep, take one of these before bed, and you will crash. It'll be lights out just like that. It was tough to sit through it, and my wife was playing solitaire, sitting on the couch beside me, and she's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "It's Solo." And she's like, "That guy doesn't even look like Solo. Doesn't even act like him." And she's not a Star Wars person. And she's commenting in passing that this guy doesn't look or sound anything like Han Solo. And to me, that's the beauty of acting, is you can act like a character. They knew what Han Solo looked and sounded like, and they didn't do it. Didn't pay off. So yeah, so I'm going to give this movie a 6 out of 10. I think I gave it a 7 before, but yeah, it's going down. Every time I watch this movie, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. So that is my review of this movie. If I've missed something, it's because I didn't want to talk about it. Does that make sense? I was so bored with this movie. So this is my review of Solo, A Star Wars Story. Probably one of the most painful movies I had to sit through. I used to think the next Karate Kid was the worst movie with Hilary Swank, but man, this one is, so many things wrong with this movie. So many things. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you like this review, feel free to subscribe to this channel. If you don't like this video, you can give me a thumbs down as well. If you disagree with anything I say, please comment as well. I appreciate it. But I'm trying to be open and honest. And I'm telling you, it was a tough time to actually watch this movie again. I probably will never watch this movie again. I'm just going to put it on my shelf, tuck it away, and that's it. And that's very sad for me to say, because I've watched Star Wars, I can't tell you how many dozens of times. Empire Strikes Back, dozens of times. The Last Jedi, I watched it a lot. Even Phantom Menace, I watched it a few times, even with the annoying Jar Jar Binks. Clone Wars. Yeah, like, very sad day, very sad day. And I'm sorry for being down in this movie review. I honestly didn't think it was going to go that way. I thought I was going to be like, yeah, you know what? I watched it again. This was a fantastic movie. I missed some key points in this movie, and it was fantastic. No, there was none of that. So like I said, I'm probably never going to watch this movie again.